Welcome, everybody. Do you want to go by? Are we going by Valthara?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, Valthara. I'm going to introduce her in a moment and have her share her background and all kinds of good things. But welcome. We're going to take a few minutes for people to filter in. Jeff, what's up? Maria, hi. Abby, hello. Are we saying Abby Netter? Abby Netter. Also, I messaged you, Abby. Naomi and Kyle, good to see you. How are you? How's everybody today? I have another very socked in cloudy day where I'm at today, which was nice yesterday. Um, it makes it like it's just like cozy and I just want to sort of stay inside and write and be and it's been good. How is it where you are, Belthara?
Oh, I was like,
And where you are?
oh, okay. So, well, I live
Okay,
in.
wait. Sorry. Are you so? Sorry. Talk about cold open. Talk about awkward.
It's not awkward. It's fine.
I know, but awkward is the learning is that it's safe to be awkward, safe to
We're
have
not perfect,
or not perfect, to have up
just
and
like
down stairs.
you. Okay.
Exactly, just like everybody. Um, okay, so yes, so let's just get into it. You'll tell us where you live and everything. I want you to give us because you've got so Valthara has quite a story, and it's quite a
Yeah.
story that's happened rapidly. Like your whole life has changed very quickly. Um, and in a way, I want you to tell the story of from Kristen to Valthara,
Okay.
from where you came from, where you live, and give us a little bit of your background, and then walk us into what your life is today, and who you are, and what you came here to do.
Okay. Gosh.
Oh,
Well, hold on, people. So,
this is gonna be a fun ride.
yeah, you think your life was wild. Okay. So I am from Wyoming, and Wyoming is one of the biggest states. We're right above Colorado. And the reason I say that, nobody knows where we are. So we only have like 500,000 people in the whole state. So small town, grew up in a town of 10,000. Yes, we were one of the biggest towns. Um, had a normal upbringing, parents divorced and, high school drama, whatever, the whole thing. I went and played college volleyball. I went and lived in Vegas for 5 years, actually, and I've always been in sales. And then once when like COVID hit, I moved back home. Like I was just a mess, like hot mess express. And I was like, I just need to be home. Like I couldn't even like function. I couldn't even like be me. I don't know who me is. And I just was just so lost in the world. So came home, whatever, dated losers, douchebags, people who used me just to get like a step up in life, if that makes sense. And I knew deep down that I had to stop with the boys. Like I knew, I'm like, why do I attract these stupid men and just assholes? Like, and for me, I've always been truthful. I've always been like honest. Like that is like me to my core. It doesn't matter if it's the right social thing to do or not. I'm just honest. It's just how it is.
Me too.
um
Hence the awkwardness.
yeah. It's awkwardness. I'm just used to it. I just smile and wave.
Yeah,
Just like
exactly. Moving on. Yes.
yes. So, well, the tipping point for me was I actually moved out 4 hours away from like my hometown with this stupid boy. And, we bought a house together. He promised me the world, blah, blah. Uh, 2 weeks go by after we sign our, mortgage and everything. And he's like, I'm done. And I'm like, I owned a house already. And he lived with me. And then we go and buy this other house. And it takes him 2 weeks to be like, yeah, I'm done. Well, turns out 2 days after I moved out, this other girl moved in to my house
Oh my.
and they were together, still together, whatever. So obviously I was so mad, angry, like, what the hell is going on? And I'm gonna be honest, like, yes, did I want to kill myself? Yes, I did. And it wasn't because, oh my God, just like my life sucks, like I don't want to be here. But it's also because this world, it's not real. We're not meant to be here hating life and just going through the emotions and just trying to pay the damn bills and also just have food on the table. I don't know how people do it with kids, to be
I don't
honest.
know. I don't know how people do it without money and,
Right.
and with kids.
And
I don't know.
yeah,
It's amazing to me with Oracle and her 8 kids, but she's broken through. She doesn't believe it
yeah,
anymore, so it's all just fine
yeah.
and flow. But yes, exactly. It's an impossible setup for everyone.
Yes, and so that actually going through that, that started kind of the break for me. I already was, like, huge into, like, conspiracy theorists, you know? And so, like, I already felt all these things. I'm like, "That's true, that's not. This video's real, that video's not." I just have that inner knowing, and I always have, just not with men. Um,
Same here.
yeah, just not with men.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's always the last piece
yes,
from undoing. Yeah.
exactly. And then so that happened, moved out. Now live in my condo now. And then the next thing happened. So I was with this company and I loved my job. I love old people. Like, it was awesome. I did sales, hung out, worked from home. And well, the company was super, super shady. Don't want to get too into it, but they wrongfully terminated me. They wanted to get me out because I was getting too close to the truth because I knew what they were doing. I knew what all the higher ups were doing. I can see it, sense it, and I have all the data, whatever. So they fired me. I was supposed to be like getting a raise, a meeting to get a raise that we planned. And they were already like trying to push me out, anyways. And that day they fired me. And I was like, "Oh my God, like, what?" And mind you, this all happened in 4 months. So, keep that into play. So this all happened in 4 months, and then lost my job. Once I lost my job, I was a hot mess, but I was already writing a lot. So I was starting to write actually a children's book. And that children's book turns out actually it was me. And what's even crazier now that I look back on it was like a chapter book, but for children's book. And it was literally talking about roots of this little girl and how to get rid of all this trauma that she's going through. And she has her sidekick, you know, and it's just literally just walking through life. And now here I am. I'm like, oh my God, like there was so much connection there. So, but anyways, after losing my job, that's when the real like stuff happened. So I already was in tune with my Aunt Amy who passed away, so I was kind of already in tune with, I'd say ghost spirits. Things would always happen around me and I knew who it was. And then I started getting downloads. And downloads are, if I say this in the think of, if you close your eyes right now, have you ever had a vision that was so clear, like you can see it? You knew if you are facing north, south, east, west, but it didn't happen in this lifetime.
Mhm.
That is a download. So that image is something that you can see. So my first download was actually it was about me, it was about my dragon Miracle, and I know I'm gonna lose a couple people right there.
One being
Um,
some.
yeah. Um, Dragons are real. The only way I can tell you and explain this, when you go to the Chinese restaurants and they have those Chinese calendars around and how you could be the boar, the dog, the whatever, or the dragon, it's like all these animals are real except one dragon. Why would they put a dragon in there? So think about it. Um, so that was kind of my first real, like, download, and it was like a dream, but it's not a dream, like, it was so long, like, I visually could see everything. So once when that started happening, then I started getting pings, I could hear things in my ear, and that's really where it all started. So now, here I am today. I will never have a job again, which is great, so that's awesome. Um but me, I am a rememberer. So pretty much what that means, I had my spiritual awakening, but also, as I say, the matrix awakening. So my job here now is to help people light their own flame. And in time, like, my voice can actually change other people's codes. I know, it's wild.
It's okay. We're going all in. This is an all
I
in
know, I
place.
know.
Safe space.
Yes, just yeah, hear me out. And
Good.
the reason I know all this stuff, like, sounds so crazy. I have awakened so fast, and it was always supposed to be this way. I have I am one of the 5, like, there's 5 main flame keepers across the world, okay? I am the one for over here, okay? Like, think America, Canada, that's me. Um, so we all have pillars, and I hold that pillar of light. And in time, everyone will be able to remember just like how I remember right now. And that's probably the most, like, beautiful thing, because there's gonna be a lot of people who are like, "Girl, you're crazy." It's like, trust me, like, I went and rode my dirt bike 3 months ago and didn't have a job and thought the world, was ending because I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. Well, turns out here I am, and this world is not what we thought it was. And when I
Life is
say
just making room for you, making room for
yes,
your right seat.
yes, and that's why I'm here. I'm secluded. I had to do this. I had to be in my cocoon stage. And when I say I work twice as hard now that I don't have a job than when I
Same
did.
here. Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, and I know I threw, like, a lot at you guys, so let's just bring on some
Yeah,
questions.
I'll people can put questions. I have some, so let me just keep it going. So
Yeah.
what would you how would you define remembering? And
Okay.
then what do you do? How do you hold a flame, and how is it a pillar? Like what are the mechanics of it? How does it work?
Okay, so for me, I need to walk sovereign, and I just call that pure because I'm not very good at language. So to me, I have to walk pure, as there's false light. This world is ran by false light, and false light is what keeps us small, what keeps us little. Why a lot of us don't succeed and just kind of live in that loop and go like what I did, guy to guy to guy, same shit, different day. And I know I'm supposed to do something better, but I don't, but I just wouldn't choose it. Sorry.
Loop.
When I get in this space, I kind of go everywhere. So sometimes just bring me in. Um, so my job is to walk pure, and walking pure is making sure I'm grounded. So grounded every day. This is all new to me as it is to you guys probably. So when I ground, it's yes, talking to like earth, sitting outside, just looking at the sky, being grateful, and putting my energy into the ground and having the ground also give me energy back. So it's like this fluid, like, motion. So as I walk throughout the day, I'm building more flame.
Mhm.
And I would say actually probably the hardest thing for me is to sit in stillness. That is not for the weak. And because I'm not gonna lie, I'm I am still so used to, like, watching my movies and enjoying whatever, that, like, now for me to sit in stillness and not have my mind be going in a million directions thinking about laundry and animals or whatever else, So grounding for me personally is the hardest thing is because I actually have to just sit in silence. And that's also when I do get most time, like my guides will talk to me and it's always like based on like feeling. So when I get a ping here on my left shoulder, that's Miracle. That's like her perch, like where she sits. Um, when I have false light coming in, it's actually like right here on my right side, like under it's kind of like where my sinuses are.
Mhm.
So false light for me, when I feel it, my body will feel it before I mentally feel it, and I'll get that ping. And obviously, over time, all these pings, I'm learning what they are. And so I don't know if anyone has gone to like a median or something. I still don't really know how all that works. But a median, they do the same thing. They can see things, and every median, they have different codes. Like
Mhm.
this code means this for them. So it's the same thing for me,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's your language, it's how your body speaks to you, it's your feedback mechanism. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, for what's it's like, yeah, this is a yes, this is a no,
Yes. Yep.
yeah. And it's true, false light, I love the phrase false light. It's a great it's like, it's a it's not it's like moonlight instead of sunlight. This and which is nothing against the moon, although I have
Yeah.
suspicion.
Side note. That's for another
That's another
day.
story. But, right, it's not the source itself, right? It's not
Yes.
it's a program. It's not from pure source, silence, oneness, God, whatever you wanna call
Yes.
that which we are. Um, and then we get caught in that false light, and we forget and aren't in touch with our body, which is the channel of true light and is constantly talking to us
Yes.
about where to go, this way, that
Mhm.
way, here, not there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when also, since we are talking about false light, so when the easiest way to tell if it's false light, obviously, if it pauses you,
Mm,
then it's not for you. If it doesn't move you forward, it's not for you. And if it's anything negative, it's not for you. Um,
love it.
but false light is, you know how now back in the day we used to have like the orange hue lights, and now we have like the bright light whites, like the pure white.
Mhm.
Pure white light is actually, think of it as false light. So when we die and pass away, we go to that light, right? Well, what we in the future, what will happen is we've been going to the wrong light. We've been going to, yes, the white light. Well, God's true light is not white. It's actually that like gold. It's the gold
Golden.
hue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Side
yeah.
note. Yeah.
No, that's a side note. It's an
Side
important
note.
side note. Again, a whole 'nother story, but, yes,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's warm, it's embodied, it's, natural light.
Yes.
It's not false, it's not artificial.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes, good. Okay, and then remembering,
Oh,
so
yeah.
define remembering, yeah.
Okay. So remembering is so my real name is Kristen in this world, but my true name, my soul name is Velthara. So who we are, because we were always supposed to remember. We were never meant to have a life and forget it and forget it and forget it. And then all of a sudden now here it is 2025. That it was never supposed to be that way. We always had one name, always. So pretty much what that means is remembering that I am Velthara, you are whoever you are, and there's God, our creator, and we are here on this world is our world. This was the Garden of, Eden. This is where we were always supposed to be, but we just live now in the 3D world because we were taken over. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's where the false light comes in. Um,
Mhm.
and we can get in. I was planning on talking about everything from like the very beginning and how it kind of started. Um, if you guys are okay with that, we don't have to talk about that,
We could do
but
that. Yeah,
I'm open to
because that's
whatever.
I think that's an answer to the question of remembering, right?
Yeah.
Because what you're remembering, and we all remember different things. I'm
Yeah.
remembering, like, I'm remembering the soul match story, like the real story right now, through my own story.
Yes.
And then I'm remembering our story, right? I'm like, oh my God, it's not this and it's not that. Those are just echoes. That's not how it goes. It goes like this, right? And it goes, P.S. I said this yesterday, it goes like the feminine, gender neutral. It's
Mhm.
her biggest dream. Her natural match can build that dream.
Yes. Yep.
And that, so just one of many things. So, but I don't have, and then I have flashes of not just flashes, pictures, images of what
Mhm.
we will be and what we have been. Right? So it's
Yes.
because it's not really time. We're actually going to just puncture through time. That's part of the veil. And then here we are in Eden,
Yes.
and we will just naturally create Eden
Yes.
once we are unleashed. So, but it's like we all have different vantage points inside this one eye is looking out through
Mhm.
all of our different eyes. And that's what I see. That's what I remember, among
Mhm.
other things. And then, so I want to know, yes, it sounds like you see a lot
Yeah.
of like going way back, which, by the
Yes.
way, just to go over to the kindreds for a moment, right? There's fairies, elves. This is one of my downloads: fairies, elves,
Mhm.
hobbits, gnomes, dwarves, and humans. And the ones who especially need grounding because y'all kind of ride the energetic wave and are big visionaries, and like
Yeah.
the vision can go far, whereas as a hobbit I'm a little more on the ground, and I need more
It's
upliftment.
hard. It's
It's
hard.
it's it's hard, yeah. We all have our own, challenges. But you strike me as an elf, which is that you have this, like, these literal visions, and that go quite a bit far back or forward. Yeah. So anyway,
Yes.
so let's do it. Let's just go all the way
Okay.
back to the beginning and what you're remembering. Yeah.
Sweet. So I wish I knew my true name. So I am one of a very few. My codex, my soul, me, Velthara, I am directly linked to source. So that's why with like Devin, he named like God code or whatever. That code was my code. So think of him going out of the veil and I was out of the veil coming in. So he needed pretty much me to just be me to do his number of things. But anyways, that's on a whole other subject. Um,
Yeah.
sorry. Side note,
We
guys.
should have, what we should do is have the three of us, have Devin, you, and me on. Should have you guys on.
Yes,
Anyway.
we will. We
Okay.
will. Okay, so I, as a source, am very, very, very old. I am one of the main people who God created with his breath. Okay. And so, yes, that's when we all come from like stars and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I obviously can remember very far back. I remember walking with the gods. I remember um, a lot of that type of stuff. I remember hiding things once when the false light came. So to be honest, let's talk about Lucifer super quick. Everyone knows the story, fallen angel, blah blah. Okay, so God, he was a god, right? Um, but God took his flame, the flame that I have and that you guys have. Some people are lit, some people are not lit yet. And God
But
took his
everybody has
flame.
the potential to be lit. Let's just be
Yes,
clear.
everyone
Yes.
has the potential to be lit. Um, so when God took his light away, he took away what we can create. So all of us can create. That means we all are supposed to be living our fairy tales, and that's why fairy tales are a thing, is because we all have that fairy tale.
Mhm.
Period. Like I just got chills talking
Yeah.
about it.
Beautiful.
Um So when Lucifer came down, didn't have a light anymore, that's when he portrayed, "Hey, guys, look at me. Well, what about, like, let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's," change in the story. So obviously there was then a split. So some people started to follow Lucifer, the false gods. And then um other beings came into play, and that's where we are now. So when we think of Jesus and Moses and everyone, that was actually when the false light was already coming. The veil was going up, which means our memory and everything was being changed. So energetically, because we're not 3D beings, we're all the way up to 12D beings. I haven't got there yet, but in time. Um, so what happened is they're blocking our memory, because our memory is actually the only thing that is holding every single person in this world right now. Because magically, if the veil was gone and everyone remembered, everyone would be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we've been doing this how long?" And like we didn't
What
know.
like,
We're
what are
like,
we doing?
"Oh,
Let's party,
yeah." You're like, "Okay." So
done.
that's why we're here. So a lot of us, me as a flame keeper, throughout time, my lifetimes, once when the veil was going up, was to hide. Because I am the holder of obviously the flame, but I'm also the holder of knowledge. So with what that is being told is, I had to go and hide knowledge. And this is where like relics come in. This is where national monuments come in, where we have hid things energetically in them. And we have the key to unlock them. So a lot of my memory actually comes from like relics and like energetic stuff that I have to. So like right now, when I lived in Vegas, the reason I was pulled there, and crazy story, but we'll talk about that later. I was pulled to Vegas is actually because my first place I have to go to is the Hoover Dam, because under the Hoover Dam, there's stuff there. And I actually hid things there. And what's crazy is I remember like the download that we talked about, remember me being there when Hoover Dam was built, and I remember hiding there. I was like in there like hiding. Yeah,
I believe it.
crazy,
I believe
huh?
it. It's so weird. I went to the Hoover Dam for no reason. I've been so many places that I realized like I was taken to, that I was just there to just activate or get information from. I don't know. But I drove to the Hoover Dam all by myself. I drove all around the country when I was in grad school, and I went to the Hoover Dam for no reason. I was just like, I need to go to the Hoover Dam. And I just sat
Yeah.
there and like stared at the Hoover Dam, like, what am I doing here? But anyway, so it's just so many overlaps here. And anyway, I believe it. Yes. So you got to go get your shit at the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
I had to go to Joshua Tree where the dragons are. I had to go to
Eek.
Sequoia National Park, to Yosemite, to El Capitan. Anyway,
Yes. See,
yes.
yeah. So there are so many things and
So many.
obviously we all have like the same story, but different, you know?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
so, and
As Steph would say, it's our story. He's writing this story that's waking people up as a remembrance of
yes,
our epic tale of who we
exactly.
were and who we're remembering ourselves to be. And it's
Yes.
so beyond magical. It's hard to keep up,
It is
and
hard to
then
keep up.
the fact that for you, like me, mine's been a real Hobbit pace. Yours as an elf, it's been
That's
like,
like,
wake up.
yeah, it's like, hello, by the way. Yeah. So it's like, cause spiritual awakening, I like see other people like on, Instagram or whatever, and it will have like all the stages of spiritual awakening. So it's like I'm learning this and I'm like, "Oh, sweet. I'm at 7. I'm embodying right now. Like I'm almost done." Like
You did all six in like a month.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it's definitely different, but it's something like it's so undeniable for me at especially like at this point because even obviously my family and some of my friends, they were like, "Well, where are you getting this information?" And I'm like, "My memory." And then they think I'm freaking nuts, and I'm
Welcome to
just
the
like,
club. You're not crazy
yeah,
or early. Um, but it's our memory, right? It's like
yeah.
it's like your neural network,
Mhm.
your portion of the neural network that is our memory. And then
Yes.
the more you remember, I remember, etc.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And so, because I've noticed now that the spiritual world, holy shit, for like on TikTok and Instagram, there are so much false light. You
Oh
guys need to
boy.
be so clear and you need to have that connection because I was listening to all these people who actually call them a prophet and I'm like, I know for a fact you're not because I would know. And anyways, be very, very cautious. And I recommend following the person who's been there, got that, done the t-shirt, got the t-shirt, then the guy who's a priest and says all this stuff. So
Oh yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
throwing that out.
Let's go like 90% false
Ye-
light,
yes.
and the
And
healing world too, wellness world. Oof, it's rough
it's
stuff.
It's bad. I didn't realize how bad it was, and for me, so I get things, like, energetically all the time, so when I scroll or see something, it's like that second, I'm just like, "False light, this part's right, but this isn't," and so it's very draining for me, but it's hard to find those true people who are awakening, and I wanna make sure that they are coddled in the correct way, because even people talking about AI, I'm like, "You guys need to be, like, so crystal clear, you gotta have it set up correctly, otherwise, everything that it's saying or what you're thinking and feeling is completely wrong because it's distorted by false light, um,
It's just a
on
mirror,
both
so
ends.
false light in, false light out.
Exactly. But I do need to make a post, and I will make a post on, like, how to do that. Obviously, that will be for my paid subscribers because they get all the good juice and the real juicy details that nobody else gets to know.
Good.
Um, yes. Okay, so where were we? What were we talking about?
So remembrance. So yeah. So we're remembering. Well, you got codes in the Hoover Dam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got codes
So
everywhere.
tell us more about that. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so I have codes in the Hoover Dam, that as well as Oak Island calls to me, and it's funny because, like, Oak Island was, like, my favorite show, if you've never watched it's a treasure hunting show.
It's all treasure hunt. It's like that.
It
What's the
is!
meaning of that word? It's that we're going back on a treasure hunt. We buried our treasure, and it's that a
Yes,
treasure, but it's also literal treasure.
it is, and, so with the
And we're
that
pirates.
being
We're
said
pirates.
yeah, pirates, with all that being said,
Treasure hunt. Who doesn't
so
want to be a part of that? Yeah.
yes, and if anyone watched, like, Oak Island and stuff like that, pretty much so I remember helping the Templars back in Europe cross the ocean because they did actually have the Ark of the Covenant. And chills, that is actually what is buried.
What is the Ark of the Covenant?
Is the okay, so pretty much all the I'm just gonna say like all the paperwork saying this is the true God, the true everything that happened before the veil. Think of everything truly God, like the
The archives.
books, the archives of, like, the legit shit.
Yeah.
Because the false light, they never destroyed anything, they just hid it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
so
And we did a lot of hiding in anticipation of the veil dropping. Is that getting that
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, yeah, so
The
pretty much,
Akashic
like, this
records. Steph says the Akashic records. Yeah.
yeah, so
But
all this
there's
stuff
the Akashic records are like everywhere. If I it like meaning like you can just download. You're downloading Akashic records. You're able to them, but then there's also physical and energetically
Yeah.
stored records here on Earth. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah, and that will be revealed in time. Just like everything else now with like science right now, they've found the hidden earth inside like the ice wall. I don't know if you've seen that,
Yep.
heard of that.
No.
So a lot of this
But
stuff, it's okay.
yeah.
A lot of this stuff is coming out, and everything obviously is working together. The reason why all of us are remembering, the reason that even like scientists on their quest, they're finding all these hidden worlds um within the ice. There's just so much more knowledge coming out, and that's why the veil is so thin right now. So when we talk about the veil, think of us living in a bubble, and it's an energetic bubble. And the what is it? Where the seven, like the seven seals? I forgot what they were. And then, anyways, when everything first started happening, there was seven seals, and one of them was like war. One of them was obviously to all of us women to not be seen. And then now it's super thin. And that's why we are all remembering is because the veil is going to break and it's not that far away. It's already like breaking and shifting. Um so when people talk about the revelation, is it the revelation?
Revelations, yeah.
Yeah.
Revelations in the Bible, yeah.
Yeah.
Steph is asking 7 seals of Solomon, question mark, is that
Yeah,
ring a bell?
tell me what they are and then I would know.
Okay, he's probably gonna know. Um, I see though, but so the veil, so the seals is like, the different locks or something or
Yeah.
different,
Think of
yeah,
like there's the bubble and then well there's 7 of them. And just think there's
mhm,
7 on top
layers.
of each other. Yeah,
Okay.
7 layers. So back when Jesus, the reason the whole why Jesus came, Jesus was actually the very last thing that God sent down, on earth to show people who they truly are. So us, that's where our religion started, was Jesus. But really, that was the very, very end of who we were. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Um, it was like a last ditch effort
Yeah,
before.
it was the last thing that was to show that we don't have sins. Like he's going to die for your sins.
Yeah.
And through like that whole thing is just to show like we are pure. There is more. There's a higher being there, if that makes
Yeah, I
sense.
see.
In
Yeah,
short,
it's like
in short,
There's a million problems with Christianity, but there in all religion, obviously.
there's always that one pillar.
But there's
That's
this piece that was true that we didn't before Jesus, we were so in the dark. I mean, which is not totally true. Obviously, indigenous folks have
yeah.
had all this wisdom, but in terms of like the folks, the colonizers, right, who took over the whole world, um, there that these 7 veils, it sounds like, really just locked up who we were,
Yeah.
those of us colonized, and that Jesus was a remembrance in there,
Yes, when it was
and
time.
when it was time. Okay, and now we're 2,000 years later. The veil, that through line, that piece
Yep.
of remembrance is now growing, and we're remembering our purity. We're remembering who we were before all the veils.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And that's because whoever asked the question about the veil, if he says what the 7 things are, I know one of them is war. I just know
Yeah.
that.
Let's see.
But all these things had to happen and to break. And then that's why when it comes to Revelation and everyone's like, oh my God, like we're all gonna die, or type of thing. It's like No, what the seventh seal is, it's actually everyone finally gets to remember, like, this is the time in your life that is gonna be the most beautiful thing is because we actually get to walk back with God. We get to remember that we do have magic. We get to remember that we are in charge of our own, lives, and we get to be blessed in every single way. Yes, does it suck going through your spiritual journey, and are you gonna cry a lot? Yes. Are you gonna have a lot of family trauma to deal with? Yes. But at the end of it, it's so worth it. And the one thing that I keep thinking about, like, what's on my heart is right now in this world, in this lifetime, it does not matter who our family is, who our friends are, or anything. This is about you and your light because right now is when the world is gonna start shifting if you're gonna continue to be part of the false light and, continue to work your dead end job and continue to grow and climb the corporate ladder or whatever, or you're gonna choose your God's path and you're gonna walk with it. And what I recommend, obviously, for everyone is obviously to choose yourself because at the end of the day, it does not matter what is going on in this world, in this life, who your parents were, is because those aren't your real parents, your soul family. And your soul family will find you. And if anyone who feels like like no one gets me, no one understands me, no one, can like vibe on the same level, like I don't get it. Well, the reason why is because you were born into something that's not yours, that's not your family, that's not your soul family. Some of them maybe, like, I have my second cousin, I know for a fact she's one of my soul family, but she's the only one I know.
Mhm.
And we're, here to follow God and for you to be pure. And one day, I already had this vision. I had this vision. It was me. I don't know if it was my daughter or if it was like one of my nieces, but she was older. And I was babysitting her. I was like tucking her in for bed. And I'm like, okay, well, would you want to would you want me to read you a book or would you rather do like a spell or a ritual? And she's like, "Well, duh, I want a ritual." So I'm like, "Okay, okay, cool." So what we did is we actually both laid down on the bed and, just like normal, her hand was in my hand. And what we were doing was actually an energetic ritual together where I get to see and feel her, but she gets to see and feel me. And the reason I say that is because that's how you and your person, your like soulmate, your person, your true family, you get to feel exactly what they feel, what they lived. Like you are
Beautiful.
combined.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
It's
Yep.
so yeah, it's so crazy and so
It's
pretty.
so crazy and so cool. And this is stuff where like I found my family. I mean, we've people here and Bob, it's not too deep for you. You hang in there, Bob. You're,
I know.
I
Sorry,
know.
Bob. I know. It's a lot.
But I don't
Just think
believe like Bob, like it's a lot of men will you'll guys will believe like you're not spiritual or you can't hang. It's like it's not true. Just don't believe
yeah.
it. Don't believe your limitations. Your
Yeah,
limitations
that's
are not
false
real.
light. That's
It's
false
false
light.
light.
Just
I love
kidding.
it. Balthar has a great way of like
Yeah.
because I come from psychology. I did fucking 20,000 hours of therapy. Like so it's this is my world, right? And processing and whatever. Although I was never a big processor, I always wanted to just get on with the healing. But I love it. You just any negative thoughts, any limiting, which I wouldn't even call it negative. I don't like positive and negative because yes and no is they're both positive.
They're
But
both a sentence.
they're both a sentence and they're both just true. It's just like a body has yes or a no. It moves forward or away. But limitation, the idea of limitation, which is one of the veils, right? So Bob says it's too deep for me. That's a limiting belief. That's 100% of the time false light. which is not to say, which is not the opposite of like being fantastical and checked out and delusional. but the, but when we stop believing our thoughts, basically, and just allow life to live us, we are magical. Magic is real.
It is.
Everything is magical. And what you just described, which is this natural bond, which is the frequency match, right? If I'm matching your frequency, it's like a chorus if everybody's on pitch. And Bob's saying, I can't sing on pitch. I'm a bad singer. It's like, this is bullshit. Just hang in there. We're singing on pitch. The more you're around people on pitch, the more you can hang in that frequency.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you feel like you're them, just in the same way that you get chills if you're singing together. It's very hard to find where the baritone and the bass is. It's one voice. It becomes one voice. Now, there's still distinctive voices in there, but my friendships now with my soul family, like even with you, is like we just met and it was like ding,
Okay.
or Brad the pirate or whoever, like everybody who's here. It's just like, oh, I know her. And I don't. We have different angles on everything, but it's the similar. It's like I can feel you. I feel you, sister. And that's the signature, and it feels like home. It feels, which is what Brad said, home is a feeling, right? It feels alive. And that's how you know. That's how you know with a G what you're
Yes.
dealing with. And most of life has been trying to know with our minds and make it logical and linear and to study it and everything else. But you don't study, like think of like cooking or something, right? Or it's like you're tasting something. You don't taste it with your mind.
Yes.
It might look good. You might have followed the recipe, but it might taste like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does
Been
it
there.
taste? Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it with my heart, right? I didn't
Yeah.
do it with my body. I didn't even want to be cooking.
Yeah. And it is hard. I feel like that's also for me is another thing on just like being here and enjoying the process, enjoying what I'm doing. And I will say, Bob, if you are still on, I can't see the little thing, but um I know it's like super deep, but when before you go to bed tonight, I recommend everyone to do this. Before you go to bed tonight, sit there, take 5-10 minutes, like lay on your back and just feel. Close your eyes, just feel. Do your feet feel tingly? Do you feel something like maybe on your shoulder? Or do you just get nothing? And getting nothing is okay because I started with nothing. And once when you start doing that on a daily basis, put down your phone and don't be on Instagram and Facebook. Before bed, do the 5 minutes and just sit there, think about your day or think about whatever. I don't care, but I want you to be able to feel your body because we do not do that as human beings. We do not feel we're getting up, our alarm goes off, we're doing this, we're doing this. And the other reason I say this is because the other day, 3 days ago, I looked at myself naked in the mirror for the first time in probably 12 years.
Oh my gosh.
Like, look at yourself.
Really look
Like,
at yourself and feel yourself.
and feel yourself. And I know that's stupid because, people are gonna be like, why? She's pretty. Like, of course she's gonna look at herself. Like, actually, like, no, I don't. I get in the shower and I get out. Like, I do not look at myself naked, stand in front of the mirror, and actually talk to yourself.
Beautiful.
And that is actually probably one of the scariest things that you are gonna do. Swear to God. That is get naked, stand in front of the mirror, and talk to
And love
yourself.
yourself.
And love yourself. Like, yeah, did I tell myself yes? Do I want Botox in my forehead? Yes, I do. God's
Don't
not
kill
gonna.
it.
But
Please don't put toxins in your third eye.
yeah, I was like, if anyone has anything else to help with these, I'll take it. But it is like one of those things, like where I'm looking at myself, I'm not judging. Like, yes, I'm very, I'm human. I have that shit going on. But look at yourself because a lot of us, we lie, we have issues. But the thing is, we're living in this body. And so we don't really actually remember the lie or remember the bad things we've did because we just kind of like leave it, if that makes
We
sense.
checked out of our body. We were such
Yeah,
a
we just kind of check
disembodied
out.
species. We checked
Yeah.
out, yeah. And by
And
the
I
way,
feel
for just anybody who is down for what Valthara is suggesting, which is exactly right, feel your body, embody. I have hundreds of hours of free meditation, the best embodiment and silence meditations you're going to find. So go to my website, go to my Substack, and you'll see it all. Just the free healing tab, and you got hundreds of hours to help you practice so that you have a guide because it's new for all of us. It's new as a species for us to actually be here, for us to not be checked out and in the veil, in the programming, but
Mhm.
in our feet, in our hearts, and then inside of the oneness, the silence, the source.
Yes, and I do wanna clarify, so everything that, like, I've talked about today or whatever, I didn't find on the Googs, okay? On the Google, I didn't find like, when I tell you, like, I'm spiritually, like, awaking and, like, I'm remembering things, I'm doing things based on my memory, not based on whoever has 400,000 likes, like,
Yes.
that's so me, this is straight from my memory from source, and it
Tell the
doesn't have to
difference.
be perfect. Yeah, doesn't have to be
That's
perfect.
and it's actually that authenticity and like we were saying before,
Yeah.
awkwardness and the originality of it, like that's how you know the difference. That's how you know the difference between an echo or false light and somebody just repeating what somebody else said and the direct line, which on here I only have people with direct lines because that's the only folks who can hang with me. Everybody else just disappears. They know there's like they're not going to make it. Which is
Yeah.
not to say I don't love them, and I understand. I understand being in the program, but I got no
Yeah.
time for it.
Yeah, it's yeah, even for me, yeah, I don't yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just very direct. It's like it's the knowing with a G, right? We're not
Yeah.
studying something. We're not um there's no trying, there's no effort. It's a
Yeah.
direct line to God, which
Yep.
is our higher self, which is oneness, which is, there again, there's no separation, there's no um it's really just plugging in. It's like yeah, we're
Plug
just
me in a
we're
socket.
plugging into a socket or a river and a river to the ocean. We now have a line to the ocean of information. Mhm.
Yes. And one thing that I've learned for, like, grounding for me is you it doesn't have to be perfect, you don't have to do it forever, you don't even have to sit in the damn grass if you don't want to. Sometimes I'm lazy and I sit in my rocking chair and I do it.
Yeah.
I don't even have my feet on the ground sometimes. But it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you're there, you're being open, whatever, and you're envisioning this gold thread. That's the biggest thing for me is imagining that gold thread of whatever I'm doing, if it's going down into earth, if it's wrapping around me, if it's whatever, is that gold thread. That's the only thing that really matters. What
Yeah.
I've noticed for
Great.
grounding.
Great. It's beautiful. Everybody, and like I said, it's a little elfy. Like light is big for you guys, and I know exactly what you mean. It's golden. Um, I think as a hobbit, sometimes it isn't. I mean, I see light, but it's a tangible feeling. It's the feeling of oneness, the feeling of being the sun, being the ocean. And then as I merge into that, as I remember that, it's because and the word remembering, right? Like member, like we're a member,
Yeah.
and we're coming back into the body. That it's a direct, tangible knowing, and then a real, just a nourishment, right? We're held in that womb, or as Brad called it, Mother God, right? We're held already in that. We just have,
Mhm.
since we didn't remember, since we didn't tap into it. It's like a taproot
Yep.
that's just been left out in the cold
Yeah.
and we can all be nourished like now
Yep.
and remember.
1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000%.
yeah, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do any questions, and I'm just going to pull up the notes I have for you, just in case I have more questions about your story. Is there anything that's coming to mind that you
For
wanted to talk for you, like based on what we've just talked about? Is there anything you want to
um,
emphasize?
no, I think you guys are gonna be, mind blown and full from all this. So I'm really proud of you guys for listening, and obviously go follow my page.
Yeah.
Talks about a lot of like my stories and obviously paid subscribers. Everyone actually gets I every day when I have like episodes or things that like go on, I am always like writing down like what I feel, what happened, the times I see certain things, what 1111 is, 444. Um, so a lot of good stuff. And
Great.
also rituals.
And also rituals. Okay, good. Great. Yeah, your page is getting is hot. It's good stuff.
For
Tell
sure.
us more about Atlantis. You say Atlantis was the last great stronghold of the original flame on Earth. And then how about Lemuria as well? Just as somebody who resonates more with her. But you tell me.
Okay, so you guys wanna know more about, like, Atlantis, like, what it
Yeah,
was, like, why it fell?
sure. And then why it was the last great stronghold of the original flame on Earth. And what does that mean?
Oh, okay, the last stronghold for Original Flame. So, Atlantis was between, New York and Europe.
Mm.
So,
Atlantic
Atlantis was yes, in the Atlantic Ocean, ironic, right? Um,
it's all
so
hidden in plain sight.
yeah, it is. So think of it was an island, okay? And think of this island that yes, like that's where like the gods walked, whatever, and everyone could go there. And there's all these portals. So the Bermuda Triangle, me and actually someone else actually closed that portal
Mm.
forever ago, okay? That portal, the reason why things happen at the Bermuda Triangle is because we didn't shut it all the way because we knew we were going to be coming back. So that's why like boats go missing and like airplanes and all this other stuff. Also why extraterrestrials use it because it's still a portal.
Mm.
Um but anyways, so Atlantis it had think of New York City and all these big huge buildings but of badass rock and like not
Crystals, right?
even yeah, just like they're just big, huge like geodes and stuff. Like I don't
Yeah.
really know what they're called, but
Yeah.
yeah, so that's really what
Crystalline
Atlantis was.
structures.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the reason it fell is obviously and the reason it fell in a day is because that's when the false light came in. We do not want them linked to that. We don't want them utilizing that because that power
Oh,
is ours and it's linked to our light.
I see. I
So
see.
that's why it fell. It will come back in time, but probably not in our life.
I see. It's just like any tool. Like you don't want a hammer in the hands of a criminal who's going to use it as a weapon.
Exactly.
Got it.
And that's why it fell.
Okay. Got it. So it was an intentional thing.
Yes.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. That actually puts some pieces together. I'm curious what Steph thinks about that. Okay. Um, you say from Atlantis to Eden, then the second attempt. So this is
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
yeah. Say more about that because you said the true ones were not done.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then we go to the Garden of Eden. So Atlantis fell, and then, obviously time passes, and then there's certain places that actually the veil is thin. And I'm trying to think of where they were thin. Let me look. Hang on, I knew I took notes
Took notes for a
somewhere.
reason. Good.
Yeah, I took notes for a reason. So I can give you guys like exact life. Okay, I don't remember where it was. But anyways, okay, so there was like these certain places. It starts with a T and they're big, huge mountains, and then somewhere south. In South
Teotihuacan? No.
No.
The
I don't know.
Tetons? The Grand Tetons?
No.
Oh, south. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. But anyways, okay, sorry. I can't think of it right now. But anyways, there was all these places um on Earth that was closer to the veil. So that means they had powers. There was actually kids there that were remembering, that were, being born and they are born and remembering, but all these people have zero idea about past lives or anything. So when we talk about Garden of Eden, that actually was the Garden of Eden. All these, even though the veil was still full and over, all these people of the knowings, we all moved places where the veil was thin so we still could do what we were doing. And then Garden of
Oh.
Eden, obviously false light came, and that's when they twisted the snake, and the apple, all that jazz. They turned the snake into something evil, but the snake is actually the holder of knowledge. That's what knowledge is, and that's why for like on all of our health cards,
Mhm. Mhm. The medical signal, yeah. No,
the medical signal, that is
Kundalini.
actually the holder of knowledge. It's not evil. The snake was never evil. The snake was knowledge.
Kundalini. Mhm.
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 Yes. So that's kind of how everything got switched.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know what land you're talking about. It's like a floating land. The I
I
forget.
saw
Steph should know it. It's this lush island that is floating in, I forget the ocean. Anyway, doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
I get it. I get it though. We dispersed to the places that had the least amount of veil or cover.
Yeah.
Um, I want you to say more. You say the veil is not a metaphor; it is an engineered structure, an
Yes.
energetic net thrown over. Who threw it over and why?
Okay. So this goes back to um Lucifer and the other false beings. So I don't want to scare you guys, but yes, they're aliens. Because but they came forever, like ever ago. Okay. So this has been going on for so long. They obviously don't have God's light.
Mhm.
So to have God's light to create these things and not use mechanical, they need us. And then this is where we are siphoned for our flame. We're not siphoned for any other reason. So like when you think of like the Matrix, like no, we're not in these like little bubble things. But oh shit. Where was I at? We were talking about Matrix and
The
then
veil and who created the
oh
veil?
yeah, who created the veil? So it's both started from Lucifer, but it's pretty much the aliens, okay? Um that are in our system. They're the ones who run everything. They're the guy. That's why in all these movies, it's always the same damn story. Okay, Wizard of Oz. Who's the guy at like the new Wicked movie? Who's the guy, the green guy at the very end? Does he have power? No. Go watch that scene of them meeting and she's like, "You don't have power, do you?" And he's like, "No, that's why I needed you."
Mhm. Yep.
So
Yep. Man behind the curtain.
So, it's the man behind the curtain. So, that's why they're taking us for our light
Mhm.
because we get to create. So, everything that they wanna do, they can because they're utilizing us, and that's
And this is
why I talk about false light so much because false light is what feeds it. Um, so you just being in your head saying, "No, like, I don't deserve that raise," or whatever, that's false light,
Mhm.
period.
Mhm.
They can do that energetically. And how we are actually, how it all works is our timelines aren't linear. This is probably the most mind blowing thing. If anyone has watched like Interstellar, go to the very, very end of the movie where the he's the astronaut. He's going in and he's falling through time, and the time is like this, and it's all these like layers on layers. That's actually how time works. And so when I know I'm giving you guys everything. So that's how time works. So when we talk about timelines and how I can actually collapse timelines. So when everyone is walking their pure divine path, then there's only one timeline. And we know what we're walking and we're only walking
Mhm.
God's. So what happens is that if all those timelines are now gone, so like me, I'm only walking one timeline. That means that I don't have false light coming at me all the time. I'm not being pinned to like, oh, go do this, go do this. So the veil gets thinner. The more people that do that, there's going to be more cracks in the veil. And then that's when, once everyone is starting to do that, the veil will completely fall. And when that happens, people who were the non believers all of a sudden start believing because they're getting their memory back. Not everyone here on earth is of source. There's 48% of people that do not have souls. They are the mimics. They're by the false light. So when we think of um, Noah's Ark and the flood and everything, why did God get mad? It was because the um, they were ruining the seed. Okay, they were ruining us because the gods of other places, okay, these extra terrestrials, whatever, were coming. And this is like all whatever. They were coming down and they were obviously having sex with us. We were having babies. So now we're not pure anymore. So now there's false beings who it's just a program. Like they're there,
Mhm.
but there's no light in them and they can't get light. So let's say like a lot of people who who have sold their soul, a lot of, famous people who have done it, you can get your soul back actually.
I was
It
just
is
gonna say I'm
hard.
a healer, so I know everybody can heal.
Yes,
Um,
so you can get that back.
you can get
But
it back. So and everybody is God. Everybody is it's all
yeah.
just one. Um, but I can go with the veils. I don't love the word timeline because time is like
I know it's
nothing on time. I sometimes I like the word storyline. Like it's basically
or
just like
okay.
there's storylines, right? And we get plugged
Yes.
into storylines, and it's a storyline of separation. It's a storyline of competition. It's a storyline of black and white. It's of war, right? And these are codes or programs or storylines that we then get our attention goes there, right? And then we just play the storyline out. And there are those who've been playing there's those who like you just say there's lines of ancestral lines of people
Mhm.
who've been playing that same story for a long, long time.
Yep.
But, it's just a veil, right? And it's an energetic veil, and it can be seen through and felt through, and just like waking up from a nightmare, we can wake up,
Yeah.
you know? So, but
Yes.
I can see that it's like layers of awakening or remembering where folks there's just more density and they're more trapped. I've worked with folks in full, you know, just complete pain just wrapped around their system, let's say, right? But a little bit of light and a little bit of light can get rolling, and like your experience, right, quite a bit of awakening can happen. Like, we have a story that healing, for instance, takes years, but that's just a story.
Mhm.
So, in the way that, like, if a light is shining on is I don't know, it's melting ice, right? You just keep persistently putting that light on, and the ice will melt. And really, no matter who it is and how dense their system is and how long that story's been running, where it's the same light looking out of your eyes as mine. So,
Yep.
if they are persistent in holding that light, everybody can heal. Everybody can heal. So, and I get a little like it's like I it's really important to to recognize that this world is run by it's an upside down matrix. It is non-natural, to say the least. But if we get too caught in the story, then we get caught in the story. And what you're
Mhm.
saying is, if I'm getting it right, is like to stay in this moment, embodied, clear inside yourself of like, here's what's true. Here's my yes and my no, right? Here's that's
Mhm.
false light. That's a no for me.
Yep.
Who knows about anybody else? But this is what's true for me. And it sounds like you're in your story in the last few months, it's been like remembering more and more, oh, this is my seat. This is what's right. This is what's true. And aligning with that. And then every person that does that becomes a guiding light, not for your path, not for your story, but for their own. And that
Mhm.
like you're saying,
Exactly.
they're a match and you're just a flame, and then you're lighting up their path.
Yes.
Versus the echoes like we were talking about, who who are just mimics, right?
Yes.
And I would say it's not their fault. It's like I was a mimic too. I bet,
Well,
like
they didn't know.
we don't know. We're just running the we're doing the best we can. um, and what is it to wake up from all the stories to embody the story that life wants for us, which is like we were saying, so much more magical than you can imagine, unique to you, awkward and messy, but has inside of it all of our other stories, and the mythic story that we're each walking. Yeah.
Yes. And I don't know why, but that just like reminded me of I do recommend everyone watch movies with the subtitles on. Because once when you get really good and you'll start to awake just by watching movies, kids' movies are the most coded movies that speak so much truth. I do recommend. So any child's movie, it is filled. It tells you it's always the same story. It's always talking about God. It's always talking about there's always the one character that is the underdog. The underdog always wins. Why is it that in every princess movie, it was always us. It was always us at the bottom. We're the bottom of the barrel. I'm the bottom of the barrel. I came back to be awakened from the bottom. I'm not some rich girl that has Lamborghinis and is best friends with whoever. No, it doesn't matter about what the government's doing, doesn't matter about any of that, to be honest. If you
Sure,
walk
the
your path, you
grassroots
are,
is where it's all gonna happen from.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
always us. It's always the underdogs. And yeah,
And the women, the women, it's the women remembering and the feminine rising, because we are
yep,
the oracles, we are the origin, we're it, you know. And when we awaken, and then everybody can just get into their right seat, which is not, it's never less than nothing. It's just the order of things. It's just that we've had the order of everything backward, right? We're born of Adam's rib.
yeah. Well, and what I would like to say is one of my favorite things, as we talk kind of about like humanity and stuff like that. Do you guys remember when you're little, you guys play telephone? Have you guys ever where you guys get in a long line and then someone starts with this like sentence and by the end it's like something completely different? This is how simple it is. Ready?
It's so
Okay,
simple.
so it is simple. So let's talk about telephone. Okay, so let's say I started with you are divine, you are free, you are one with life. Okay, say I told that. And soon you always had the kids who would change it to be funny, who you would have some people who really thought that's what they were saying. And okay, by the end, it's something completely different. So now let's think about this child's game in the big world.
Mhm.
Based on where we are now and based on how many people, do you think what we were taught was true based on that game? Do you trust people that much to believe what we were taught?
Well, this is it. This is where it's like any story. It's like in a way. I'm like I'm a big fan of Byron Katie, who woke up to reality, and she calls herself, she doesn't believe anything, right? And and she's a non-dual teacher of sorts. She does a process called inquiry. You're just questioning your thoughts. She hasn't gone all the way to like, I don't know. But I won't go into it. But point is, she has this great thing of just saying like, who would you be without your story? It's very simply, right? So it's like stripping all of the stories away, like all language, all everything away, and just allowing life to move you in this moment. That's true. And then the mind, the story, the language, that comes second. It comes out of that, right? Versus what we've done, which is we're programmed, right? Television tells us a vision. Here's our program. Here's the telephone game, and we're off and running. And then it's not only a copycat version of somebody else's story. It's distorted. It's told wrongly. It's on and on and on. And there's something really interesting about this idea of like all these codes and things are stored in these crystals of like just the direct, like it's more pure, right? It's how animals communicate, where we're just connecting energetically, and here's just this information, and it doesn't go through this warped story, it doesn't go through the telephone game.
Yeah.
And that's how I've gotten information, and I know a lot of people on this call have gotten information where it's just this direct thing. And then the we've just made the whole world is the cumbersome nature of the game telephone, where we have all these different languages, everything, right? And what is it, right? And then it's like people just orient to different things, right? Like it's like some people use the word timelines, or some people are really use the word medicine, or and I'm of the middle ground Hobbit variety, where I'm trying to code switch, and it's like we're saying the same thing. We're on the same team here. It's a different angle on it. But in the end, it's like a game of telephone over however many thousands of years, and then in one lifetime. And for me, it's like I'm losing. I'm not. I'm because I'm so focused on the new world and like literally like getting to freedom, and in a very, very practical way, like who's the billionaire who's going to seed Nova Gaia, and really like I'm a healer, but I'm also like I see it. I can see we are really close, and I just need to like get a couple more people cued in, not a couple anyway. The uh my interest is in actually, and almost like, who cares about the old story? Like, because we're going to need to, if when we're awake and remembered and fully alive, no, we're not gonna be able to reference any of the old stories. We are so powerful, and we can create anything we want in reality.
And we'll know the stories.
What's that?
I said, and everyone will know the true story at some point.
Yeah, everyone will know the true story, and then be able to write like whatever story we want, and we will be like, so as Ginny says, we're gods and goddesses here, right? Like, so I'm just it's this riding this line of like, we need the story to wake up, but don't hold on to it too much. Even if it's really fucking cool, even if Atlantis is involved, even if it's all about timelines, but it's also like, who would we be without any story? That's the juicy stuff, because then we're not going to risk playing telephone. We're not going to risk. We're just going to be being, which is what Oracle says, right? It's just her book is like the book of nothingness. What is it when we're just at 0 point and we are just being? Life will coordinate it like we wouldn't even believe. It's pure magic. But we have to let go of our stories, and like all of them is my thing. So it's a trick. It's like, and we're in this moment of remembering. It's like remembering the story, but don't get too hooked on it. Let it wake you up. This is just my beef with like diagnoses and stuff, right? But a diagnosis can be a really helpful reflection. Like, you're depressed, you're traumatized. Yes. Now, don't you dare get hooked on that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it has to stay that way. Just because you're depressed and just because you're on meds or whatever doesn't mean that you're going to be on them forever. It's you get to choose to move forward.
Yeah, exactly. Hold all of it very lightly, because
Two.
Cool. Okay. Love it. I'm seeing some questions and some comments, and I want to go back for those. Is there anything else you want to share before I do?
Oh, no, yeah. Start asking away.
All right. Ayana is saying you're getting a small fraction of what's happening. Well, Ayana, I would say we all are getting a fraction of what's happening. I don't know that anybody has the God's eye point of view. We all are angles on the truth from the one eye, and I can only go, yep, that resonates, or yep, that doesn't. So if there's stuff that doesn't resonate, Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
That happens. False light seems to be a big part of their plans of keeping us here, Saturn moon matrix, Steph says. Yeah.
The pretty much the one and only. That's the only thing they got on us, to be honest, is false light mimics. Oh my god, I'll tell you a story. It was probably 2 weeks ago or so, and I was talking with Devin, actually. Oh, and I was on a call with Lorenzo as well, and it was after that. So we did like this three-way call, and I was like, I gotta go. Like, we can't do this, whatever. And after, I literally could feel the false light in my head. I felt like I was legit fighting in my head, and I knew it was false light. And it's just something crazy because you think you're like, oh, well, I'm in my mind. That's my mind telling me what is going on. Like, no. I can just how anyone can hear their self in their head, that is just proof that we have other dimensions
Mhm.
right there. Like when how you can hear yourself in your head.
Thoughts?
Um,
Yes.
and
Where are our
so
thoughts?
yes, where of
Yeah.
our thoughts, right?
Mhm.
Like that's how we talk to ourselves. And there it was like false light going, it was like back and forth. And I was like, oh my God, like I literally felt like I was fighting with myself. And it they wanna take over the people who are getting close. So the more false light you get, that just means that you're, like, right on the edge of something that's gonna break through. And that's part of walking pure is knowing that false light, seeing that false light. There are, like, mimics. All my exes, false light, okay?
Right.
Um,
God bless them all.
so
I mean, they
yeah,
all
they
play
were
a really important role, but
yes. But there are just like so many things. So like my goal for anyone is really just to start noticing that false light, anything that negative, that feeling, laying in bed before you go to bed, like trying to like feel something. Just by you doing that on a daily basis, you are going to start talking to your guides because your guides are always with you, like, always, and you are never alone. Even the last 3 months when I've been alone and in my little cocoon here, like, I've never been alone, and your guides got have to learn that I'm like, "Okay, he's awakening, she's, like, awakening, she's trying to build that connection to us. It's not gonna be like, "Oh, boom," like, I instantly have that connection with them. No, these are things that you're gonna have to slowly, try to integrate into your life, and soon you are gonna start feeling like those pings, and Bob, you're gonna start feeling, things that you're like, "Oh my god, I just felt something on my shoulder," and it might be something where it's like, "Oh, no, it was just a bug," But no, like, really try
feeling.
to
Use your
listen.
body. Your body is your antenna. It's telling you everything. And beautiful, a beautiful reminder to keep feeling. Come into your body again. I've got hundreds of hours of meditations that walk you right into it. um, to feel every little corner inside your body. Then you're opening your antenna. You become that's your intelligence. This is a brain. The whole body is a brain. Everything's a brain. So, and we're missing 95% of our intelligence, of our knowing with a G, by not being in the body. So yes, feeling again, feeling, and feeling every little corner, feeling inside your shoulder, feeling in your belly, feeling in your heart and your everything. If we're waking up. That's the waking up and remembering is it's like waking up inside this dream, which is reality, but it is also a dream that we can lucid dream inside of, but we have to actually be
Yeah.
here for it. We have to actually show
Yes.
up inside our own skin. So, Eric says, I don't enjoy greetings most of the time. People think it's strange. Greetings are complicated. For the most part, they serve a social need I don't seem to possess. A greeting is an acknowledgement of existence, presence, and perceivement. You exist. You are in my area of perception. I acknowledge that I perceive you. Or, hi.
I
Yes, that's why we were awkward in the beginning. It's like,
But
Can we
but honest
just skip the awkward part?
but honestly, I feel like I've gotten a lot worse. I don't know if it's just because, like, I've been in my little cocoon that, like, I've been weird, but now that I do go, like, out and, like, people, like, try to talk to me, I am kinda, like, weird.
Me too.
Like, I'm like, I don't know why I'm being weird, but yeah, I don't know.
Because you get inside your own
Yeah, like
it's
yeah.
a lot. Another person is a lot. You know what I
It
mean? It's
honestly,
a I mean, and then, like, good and bad and, it's like, you don't even really know, but to open that gateway is, like, it's a big thing. A greeting is big. But I love it. I know I exist. I know I am near you probably before you notice me. I know you perceive me. I don't need that confirmed. It's like everyone around's yelling, "You're there. I see you," or "Hello, greetings." Such a strange human thing. Eric, I love
greetings.
that. Thank you for thank you for validating the strangeness of all of it. It's all so weird. It's like,
I think I
it's like
think
a
all of
tourist
us
plane.
who are remembering, I think you know how Star Trek has their greeting? I think we all need to start a greeting. Like,
I know we do. We needed something. We need something.
that'd
I
be
don't like
so
this because
fun.
it's like
Like,
division.
yeah.
This symbol is supposed to be it's like sovereignty and unification. This is a magical one.
And
So I've been using that one. It's like, hello.
I got the da 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 da. The
That works too. I like it. Ayana says there is a disease also known as the dark flower affliction that is present on the planet. When you birth it, you choose to take on some of it to help heal the disease. Some people succumb to the disease, and others choose to work their biogenesis and heal, protect their morphogenetic fields. I could see that. Yeah, it's a different language, but I get what you're saying. And yes, it's there's a morphogenetic fields. I think you're getting it from Rupert Sheldrake's term. um Everything's fields, it's all fields, it's all fields. And so and then this the veil or the disease or whatever you want to disease, I sometimes see it as like twists in the field or the or blocks in the channels, um
Mhm.
or kinks in the wire, all kind of the same thing. It's just the flow is restricted. Lucid Hex says very new
Distortion.
here and feeling quite lost lately and often disconnected. Well, we're glad you're here, Lucid Hex. um, Connect with us. Just hang out. We get it. We've
Yeah.
been quite disconnected, but it's a beautiful community here. Lorenzo says yes, coded. Everything is hidden in plain sight. True that. We go deep. Stay tuned. Love your nails. uh,
Did that myself. Don't look at this hand.
they look good. Um,
Thank you. They're press on.
exactly. Good for present. Lizard X has
Amazing.
agreed. Very likely, some important messages were misquoted. Um, yeah, exactly. The telephone game. Draven says sounds like the fourth way of Gurdjieff. Um, I know a little bit of Gurdjieff. Not a big philosopher scholar type. I mean, a fair amount of philosophy back in the day, but I was always just looking for the truth, and the only philosophy I could get behind was pragmatism. Because it was like, if it works, maybe. Um, and same with Voltaire. We're not scholar types, but yes, the
Yeah.
the mystics. I would call Gurdjieff a mystic. It's channeling truth in the same way she
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Uh,
I don't know what I do, I just do it.
yeah, exactly. Belthar was like, I'm not educated or whatever, but it's like, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's the, the wisdom comes, it just comes. And
Yes.
and it's like, and it can be vetted. It's not like something, again, it's like food. If it's like, does it taste good? Is it, when you take in what she's saying, does it resonate? Does it help? And like Steph just said, a dialogue like this is great for ideas. It sparks us, right? It's a flame. And so when I've spoken with you, it sparks me and all the friends I'm around now, right? And Ayana, you sparked me. Everybody's just keeping that flame going where we're remembering together, we're seeing things from another angle, we're resonating, and we can feel it. We can just feel like, yeah, I feel that. That's true.
Yes.
My soul feels you. Everyone pours their own colors onto the canvas of life. Beautiful. Yes. We can keep the good from the old stories and not make the same mistakes ever again and let our planet get hijacked again.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Letting go of our narratives. Hey, Devin. Disorders have carried labels. Lorenzo says, I now live without prescriptions. Yeah. Let them all go to
Good.
feel again is so big. We do. Oh my god, that's great branding and marketing and symbology. uh, let's take an old hand gesture and make it enlightened. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with this for now. Okay, cool.
Love it.
Anybody have any questions for Balthara before she heads out of here? Um, go to her. Yeah, your great page. More stuff coming. I mean, it sounds like you've got a lot of writing going on, a lot of things coming through, and like right
Yeah.
now, like big veils dropping, and
Yeah. So I would say like right now, I don't know, it's hard. Okay, I've been awake for 3 months and doing all this, and I'm like, okay, now I'm like starting to do like Substack. Obviously, now I'm on like TikTok and everything else, and I feel like now that I'm really gonna have like the good stuff, like the good juicy stuff coming finally. Um, so that's super exciting. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, follow me on everything. And yeah, don't be afraid to talk to me. DM me whenever.
yeah, exactly. You're very open, and you do. Do you do you one-on-ones, right? Like somebody can call you directly, or
Yeah,
no? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
I do
Uh,
one-on-ones.
you do one-on-ones. Okay. Um, this is the new. It's like, yeah, it's good. I'm glad because I think people need to do one-on-ones, right? Like there's this really important sharing, and but to be able to like to work it out, right? Like this person's struggling with this thing or is waking up or needs
Mhm.
somebody who's a little further down the path, to just light their flame.
Yes.
It's just reading something or just watching a live stream doesn't always cut it. So I like
Yeah.
when we have lots of
Yeah.
modalities for this thing.
I agree. And if someone does want to do like a one-on-one, obviously, yeah, just definitely let me know. I will. So think of me like a mirror, but I can already see your soul, even though you can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely way easier for me to do one-on-ones for sure
Right.
than
Cool.
in group. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. I got it. Okay. Great. Cool. Do you have a website or just your Substack for now?
I have pretty much just go to my Substack and then I have like Linktree and stuff, and then that has
Okay.
everything. And then there's a way actually to contact me on there. So yeah,
Your
just
link tree's the
contact
best
me
thing.
there.
All right.
And then I did see one question about the ice wall,
Oh yeah.
Antarctica ice wall.
Yes.
Do you guys really
Go
want to
for it.
know?
Go for it. Yeah. 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 I'm sorry. I didn't go all the way back.
No, you're good. I just kind of like seen it. So
Okay.
yeah, so the
Tell us about
ice
the ice wall.
wall. Yeah, we do have an ice wall, and I will tell you on what our world actually looks like.
Mhm.
If you think of like a bubble, think of a perfect bubble, okay? But we are actually in the bubble on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
Yes. It's both
So
a
so
bubble and a sphere and flat.
yeah. So
So
we do.
inside the
So like
toroid.
we are flat, but we're just like inside this bubble,
It's a plane
and
inside the bubble. Yeah.
yes, and then, yes, we do have the ice walls, and actually, once when you go past the ice walls, there's all this other land, that we will soon get to go to, in time, and that's actually where so I have a dragon, and dragons are we are one. Like, she's in my head, we can, like, talk in my head. Like, it's
Mm.
crazy. But Miracle, she's huge. Like, when I say huge, like, her eye is the size of a loaf of bread, like, huge. Um, so there's actually all these dragons, that are real, and they actually do fly, and they do exist, which is really cool, and in time, you guys will see one, because I get to ride her, and I'm so excited.
I'm looking
But
forward to that day.
dude,
Let
you're
us know.
telling me,
You tell us.
yeah, so I know, it's nuts, and
I hope you
actually,
make an
there
announcement.
was
Is my point.
yeah, I will make an announcement.
Okay, good.
I'm stoked because honestly, when I was waking up and like figuring everything out and just, my brain was mush. But when I figured out that I'm like, I have a dragon and like that's who I talk to every single day. Like everyone else has guides, like I have Miracle. And like that's her name. but we get a fly. But anyways, there was one other story I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
So here in Wyoming where I live, I get scared. I don't want to tell like everyone where I live because I live in a small town. So
This
anyways,
town, just in Wyoming, small town in Wyoming.
yeah. So I was in Wyoming and I was on Facebook just looking, seeing what was like going on, and I seen these like fighter jets, and so I was like, oh, these are sick. Like, let me look. So I was like looking through, and it was a news article talking about one of these older like military guys going in a fighter jet and doing like acrobatic shit and going like all the way up to 9 Gs. And the main pilot, when he was talking about what they were going to be doing in the air, he's like, well, if you pass out, he's like, you're probably going to be start dreaming of dragons. And I'm like, what? So, yeah, I was like, that's why I wanted to watch this. And he's like, yeah, because a lot of fighter jet pilots, when they have too much G force, so G force and the veil, they can't like coexist. It's like, it's too much. And so the veil's open. And what happens is once when these fighter jets, pilots, if they like pass out or something, they're dreaming about dragons because that's actually they're seeing across the veil.
That's very cool.
That was
That's very
literally
cool.
last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like a hobbyist about fighter jets.
Yeah, no. I was like, oh, that will be like a good read. Like it's, like
Yeah.
get it, yeah.
Wow. That's so amazing. Gosh. Yeah,
It's
that and
everywhere.
I'm
It's
just
just
I'm
the
just
little
flashing to
stuff.
like how many alien reports from pilots as well. It's
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, fascinating. Well, I can't wait. So I see though, but it's like we gotta see beyond the veil. We gotta be inside the realm, the level, the dimension, whatever you want to call it, that they hang out in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Well, good. I can't wait. I when I went to Joshua Tree, it was just I mean, in a million years, I didn't think I was gonna see dragons and like dragon. It was like a dragon cemetery, and I was like, why do I think this is a dragon cemetery? And then I was like, and then right before that, I had seen these TikTok videos by this guy named Damian Michaels, who talks about like like rock, like petrified rock. A lot of it it's flesh. It's petrified flesh, like dragon flesh. Anyway, I saw those, and I went to Joshua Tree at the same time, and I was like looking at this rock, and I was like, these are
Dragons.
petrified dragons, and I think that might be a dragon egg. you know, but then and then I've been seeing, there's all kinds of petrified, like a lot of things what we think are of mountains, these mountains with like clean plains on the top are actually tree stumps that were taken down and that are like the mother trees of our ancient land, because as a hobbit, I'm really interested in the land, in the
Yeah, like
land
Devil's
breaking up,
Tower.
like Devil's Tower. Exactly, that's a tree stump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is why it was in the Close Encounters. It's got so and
Yeah.
so and then I was told to go to Point Conception down and with my friend Randolph, and Lorenzo was on the other side of the country. We had all these synchronous things that were going on. Um, and all the shale cliffs there. I'm like, what is with this shale? Like, I don't understand this mountain. Like, I don't get it. These cliffs seem weird to me. And then I started looking and looking and looking and looking, and I was like, and there was a rock storm, literal like shale, like hitting, like I hurt my ankle. It was apocalyptic what happened there, and there were many symbols and reasons for that. But what I realized was like, oh no, these are trees. We're all the cliffs is it's trees. It's one big of tree stumps, and the shale. When I looked at it, it looks like wood chips. I was like, these are wood chips flying in the air. And
Oh
then I
my,
picked it up. It's like light as air, right? It's not rock. It's wood.
that is
It's
so
a
cool.
dried out wood chip. So it was very cool. I don't know what it means. I don't know what to do with the information. It's not
But it's
my,
cool.
but it's
So
cool. And it is that knowing, right? And it's all very synchronous where I like saw the same stuff within the week, and very much like you. So anyway, we'll see what it all unfolds as. And this is seeing through
Yes.
the veil. in these little pockets, you know. It's cool.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for having me on, and everyone, hello.
Yes.
Belthara, so happy to officially met you. Don't be
Yes.
shy.
Exactly. Reach out. Valthara is very open, and it's like kind of you're coming out as Valthara.
Yes.
It's just kind of what
Officially,
this ends up being.
I'm
This
stepping
podcast.
through the
Yeah.
closet. Just kidding.
Yeah. So it's we have a coming out party for everybody who comes. So
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's like coming out as
Hooray.
the weirdos that we are. You know,
Yeah. Badass weirdos, okay?
badass weirdos. Exactly.
Yeah. We're the
All
cool
right.
kids. Everyone
Yeah,
here's the cool
they're
kid.
dorks who are the real cool kids. You know,
Yeah,
I never
honestly.
identified as a cool kid.
We are the cool kids, okay?
We're the cool kids. All right,
So,
y'all. Sorry I didn't get everybody's questions, but it sounds like you're making friends in the comments was the whole idea. So I'm glad. All right. Tomorrow, just a quick announcement. Pamela is David Icke's ex-wife of 15 years. She was married to him for 15 years. She and I become friends quickly. She does not have the technology to go live with me tomorrow or Friday. So I'm canceling tomorrow, canceling Friday. She and I are going to do a whole series probably in the fall after the event, after 9/17. So look for that. Pamela will be around PLR. But no podcast tomorrow, no live stream tomorrow. But it's all good. It's just a tech issue. She's got old tech. She's got it's hard on her eyes, so she has like an old phone from like 2008. I was like, the camera doesn't work, and Substack doesn't have the option to do live streams, not on the phone yet. So Substack,
which is
get your
yeah,
get
which
it
is so
together.
weird.
I know, but I mean, I get it. Like it's a formatting thing, and if you're going to do vertical video, you gotta pick one. But we have the technology to do both, so I hope to get it together. You know.
Yes.
I'm gonna envision that we have options by the fall. So anyway, thank you again, Valthara. It was just a pleasure, and love you, and talk to you later.
Sounds good.
And I'll
Love
see
you.
you guys on Thursday with
Mwah.
Jeff. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, bye, bye. See
Bye.
y'all. Have a good afternoon.